What is going on, guys? Maybe you haven't heard the news, but this little application called TikTok is now no longer available in the United States. But unfortunately, it's not just TikTok that has been banned. ByteDance, the company that makes TikTok, is responsible for a whole bunch of stuff. And one of their other most popular applications is this one called CapCut. It has long stood as one of the best, most popular free video editors on Android, and it is, as you can see, no longer available. So what I've done here is I have installed a whole plethora of video editors on my Pixel 9 Pro Fold. I'm going to import a clip, and I'm going to try to edit a quick video in each of these and hopefully determine which, if any of these, can serve as a suitable replacement for CapCut. And I can think of no better place to start than with the app Blurrrrr. So here we are on Blurrrrr, and we have this nice little splash screen that is sort of giving you, I guess, the idea that you have multiple different layers and tracks and things like that, effects and all sorts. Okay, we're just going to skip past this because I think we fully understand. Now we have the option to give them money, which I suspect a lot of them are going to be kind enough to give that option. It says network error, click to try again. That's a little bit odd. We're just going to try to back out of this. And once again, we have a network error to retry. So I'm assuming it's trying to load some sort of content down here, but it's failing to do so for some reason. I don't think it's my phone. Here we are on my website, loading just fine. Like I said, I don't think that this is a network issue on my phone. I think that this has much more to do with Blurrrrr. Maybe they got banned too. So let's see if we can figure out how to actually start an edit here. So I'm assuming maybe creation button down there, and let's click on start creating. So we can add a project name. We have our different framings. So we're just gonna go 16 by 9. That's fine. 1080p looks like that is our cap 30 F. Should say FPS, right? Let's go ahead and start a new project. And this actually looks very, very similar to CapCut. Okay, so we're going to click on the video/photo button, and we're going to go ahead and click on my main clip. We're going to import this. And it looks to me like it's probably going through some sort of compression, probably to make this scrub through the timeline a little bit easier, something like that. Longer clips, this might take longer, and depending on your device, the overall processing speed may or may not be faster or slower, but it looks very, very much like CapCut, and it is pretty darn smooth. But we do need to add a few more things to this, like my intro. So as you can see here, my little YouTube subscribe button, I have it in two forms. One is just the button very large to be cut out and then resized. The other one is already positioned correctly with a green screen for chroma key. In theory, this should make it very easy to remove that background. Let's just go with the green screen one first. We're going to go ahead and import that asset. And it appears to me as though the only way to cut that out is to use their cutout feature. But they want me to either watch an ad or pay for the premium subscription for the right to do this. And it says watch ads. Let's see how many ads it's going to make me. Oh, they're not loading. No advertisements available. Please try again later. I mean, I feel like I should just get it for free at that point, right? Looking back, I thought that it pushed me through and let me do this because the ads weren't loading, but it actually says one trial chance available. So maybe they give you one freebie. So let's scrub forward. And I guess I meant to just sort of like cut around this, and it's going to try to cut it out. It doesn't appear to have done anything. Okay, you may be able to figure that out. It's a little bit weird, and the fact that it's behind an ad paywall or a premium subscription is kind of a bummer for me. So what I'll just say is, you do absolutely have the ability to attach, different clips. You can put one clip in front of the other. I can click on this and I can move it down and I can have them sort of playing, one on top of the other. I can click on the add music option, and in theory, I should be able to add my little intro music. Let's put this in the beginning. This is basically just going to be like my old intro. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a test clip being filmed through my computer. All of that seems just fine. I should be able to click here and I can do a quick cut. I could cut again here if I needed to, and then delete this middle clip. Let's see if it pushes it together. No, it doesn't. You have to grab it and actually put it together. But I would say overall, as long as you don't need anything too crazy, right? You don't need to do chroma key type stuff unless you're okay with paying for it, and maybe it works okay with other clips. I would say that Blurrrr is pretty decent, and it is very similar to CapCut in a lot of ways, but there is some weird stuff going on. They may be having some server issues or something, but that stuff is odd to me. Next on the list is Filmora. I actually use Filmora to edit on my computer. Now it's Filmora 12, and I am sort of grandfathered into when you could just buy it outright and it wasn't a monthly subscription. So I don't know how their mobile app is going to work. Let's find out. And once again, they want us to pay money yearly and monthly. We're not doing any of those things. So let's go with try free. No, Filmora, I would not like to pay you money. Let's go back out. There's a little arrow half cut off there. Let's just click on that. Yes, I'm going to skip this. Whoa, there is a one-time payment, I guess, but I don't care. I don't want to give you money. So we're gonna get past that. So this main screen seems decent-ish. AI Reels Maker. They're really leaning into the AI stuff. I'm sure everybody's going to love that. Let's click on a new project. We're going to go ahead and add in that, and the green screen just to be complete. Importing everything into the timeline. And again, this does actually look kind of CapCut-esque. So I figured out how to put this track on top of the other track. Like what you do, let me go back. I'm going to click on this one, and then you hit track switching down here, and I guess it moved it down. But what's weird is it's not, I don't see it. Like it's not actually on top of my main track. Now I will say though, if I click on this track, Smart Cutout is an option, and a chroma key, stop playing music, is also an option, but it's not looking at the right. It's showing green, which is correct, but where is that track? All right, so all we have now is that one track. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to do Smart Cutout. I'm going to do a chroma key, and we're going to select that, and that's beautiful. That is working exactly as I would want it to work. Now, I'm going to try to import my main track, and it's going to be in front of it, and I need this track, which is now chroma keyed, to be on top of it. If I long press it, I can move it in front of it. Cool, but that's not right. I need to go below it. Can I do that? Nope, that just puts it in front of it. So I've got to do this track switching thing. So I've done that now. Now we're off center from one. Can I move it here? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a test. Okay, we're there, but now I don't see. Where is it? They seem to just be doing something very weird with their tracks, and every video editor I've ever seen, this should be working, and for some reason it's not, and I don't know. I don't know why that is. Let's just click the export button because I also want to show you that 1080p and removing your watermark. Apparently they want you to pay for that as well. So we're going to go ahead and just move on from Filmora. There's potential here. The interface isn't terrible, but that is some weird stuff. We have Adobe Premiere Rush. I'm not, really someone that ever uses these sorts of Adobe products, but maybe this will change that. All right, so we are straight into this sort of creation screen. We're going to grab that. We're going to grab that, and that, just to have them all in there, and let's see what happens. So we can edit in 4K, but we can't export in 4K unless we pay for it. I think that's going to be a fairly normal thing. So they've just put everything sort of in order, but we need to put this on top of this. Okay, hey, look at that. That was really, really straightforward. Like a lot of these, we can pinch to zoom in to make this a little bit simpler. So for the green screen thing, though, I've done a little bit of poking around, and I've done a little bit of Googling around, and I don't think that they have any sort of a green screen chroma key type feature. So we may just have to sort of delete that and kind of come up with a new different dream. So we'll just kind of put that up top. We'll put this thing at the end. Can we import our music? We've got our audio added in as well. That was pretty straightforward. It looks like they're kind of making them all one clip. Let's do that. So now look, we should have, I've got my audio set up backwards from how it should be, but all that stuff is working just fine. You should be able to do a quick cut. The pop-ups are a little bit annoying using the mouse, but you should be able to do quick cuts. All that stuff is just fine. So Premiere Rush seems okay. Let's go ahead and go to the, I guess it's share. And it looks like 1080p is going to be what we're looking at for this one in terms of for free. So next up, we have a video editor called VN, and this does look very, very similar to CapCut as well. So let's go to new project, and we're just going to go with our two primary files here just to kind of expedite things. That was pretty quick. This is odd. We're over here on the side instead of up top. Can we change this view? There we go. That is much better. And this actually already looks really solid. Let's see if we can put our little green screen thing. Oh, directed by, I don't want that there. Delete. Can we put this? Can we put that above? Will that work easily? No. Okay, I just figured something out. This is maybe the best one yet. So rather than putting my little subscribe button that needed the chroma key here, you're going to click on here. This confused me at first because it said photos, but it also will indeed accept videos. And if you put it there and you scroll all the way to the right, chroma is an option. So we're going to click right there where it's going to be green, and we're going to click the little OK button. And now if we come through here, that should be working. So let's go ahead and put that right there. Maybe I need to attack this from another direction. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a test clip being filmed. I mean, guys, I think that this worked really, really well. So far, unless there's something weird that's going to happen whenever I try to export this, I think we've got our best option so far. 1080p, 30 FPS. Let's go to manual. Can we crank this thing up to 4K? We can. And it's going to export it. Yeah, VN is I think right now by far the winner. But we're nowhere close to being done. VivaVideo is next. Terms of service. I'm a speed reader. Done. Like a lot of them. Here we are. Here's our 3-day free trial. Then it's $36 a year. Let's not do that. So this interface doesn't look great. It's probably not scaling well to a larger screen, but maybe the actual video editing is going to be great. Let's grab our two primary files and import them. You can only export videos up to 5 minutes. Okay, well, I'm tempted to just end this one here, right? I will say that this does look fine. You can cut, you can snip, you can move things around. Let's see if we can put this track on top of the other in some sort of way. Doesn't look like it. Cutout, is there an actual cutout feature? Chroma key, okay, so we do actually have the chroma key working correctly. There's their little watermark, and you got to pay to remove the watermark. We're not going any further with this one. It's got potential, but that's too much. Next up is an application named for one of my favorite Sony handhelds, Vita. We have another privacy thing to agree to. We're going to allow access to our files. This is fairly clean and decent looking. Let's go into a new project. There's that and that. Seems like everybody has kind of consolidated on one CapCut-esque layout, and I don't actually hate that. Coming over to this one, we do have cutout. Do we have a chroma key? Hey, this is looking pretty good. We're just going to put this anywhere, and it's fine. I get it. I can pinch to zoom. Thank you. Okay, so we are now chroma keyed. Maybe I'm crazy, and maybe some of you down below know how to do this, but I've spent the last several minutes trying to figure out how to add a second video track so that I can have this above the other thing. I just can't find a way to do it. This kind of shrinks and moves things around. This just adds another video, but it's in line with the rest. What's the point of having the chroma key if you can't put it on top of the other track? I don't see an option anywhere to move it up or down, to do anything like that. Just very strange. Otherwise, I really like this. You can output in 4K. Like it's really nice and simple, but unless I'm just missing the second track thing, I tried Googling it as well, and I didn't really come up with much. Unless I'm missing something, that kind of disqualifies Vita. So next up is LumaFusion, and this one is a little bit different because it is not free. It is $29.99. Now that being said, it is probably the most feature-rich and complete one of all of these, and it is a one-time purchase. It functions remarkably similar to a desktop video editor. So if I want to put my track in here, I'm just going to drag it down. My little green screen clip, if I want to add it in, guess what? I'm just going to drag it down and put it right on top. We're actually going to move it forward just a little bit so that I can come to about right here. I'm going to do my clip. I'm going to do my delete. Notice that my delete key is sort of buried underneath the layouts key. Just an issue with this foldable device, the screen size, LumaFusion not being quite optimized for it, but you can still work around it. Let's click on the little pin. Underneath color and effects, we do have an option for a chroma key. It's this little keyhole icon, green screen key, and we are done. So at that point, we've already done a lot of what these other video editors have struggled to do. And you can just imagine, guys, anything you want to do with this audio, slapping it on there, everything's going to work exactly as you would expect. Now, the learning curve is a little bit curvier because it's just more complicated, right? Like, you're going to have to take the time to learn some of this stuff. But once you do, let's go ahead and export this to media. You can export it at 4K, whatever frame rate, audio quality, do whatever you want to do. LumaFusion is, like I said, probably the most feature complete, but it is $30. ICut, YouCut, we all cut is next. Go away, taskbar. An AI button right there on the home screen. How about that? So let's go ahead and edit our first video. Same thing as always. So just at first blush here, this is looking like a pretty basic video editor. I don't see an option. I know, pinch to zoom. I don't see straight away an option to do any kind of a chroma key. I can do opacity, but that's not really the same thing at all. And I don't also see a way to have multiple different tracks either. So this looks like it's kind of a very linear editor. You can add a little background to it, you know, zoom yourself out and add a nice little pink background if you want that. Under the save button, we do have 4K, so that's cool. It's not like they're really like heavily trying to monetize this. Like, if all you're looking for is something really basic, you don't need multiple tracks, you don't need chroma keys, you just want to be able to come in here and do some quick trims and splits and things like that and just quickly throw together a video, this is probably okay. So the next one is PowerDirector, and I'm actually recording a new intro for it because in my head, maybe it's just like memories from a bygone era, but in my head, I thought that it was like this pretty feature-rich video editor. But as I dug in, boy, that's just not really the case. So already this is a little bit annoying to me. I'm just simply trying to put this screen in front of the other one, which is something even the most basic ones were able to do. And as I just can't. I just can't get it over. Can't get it over there. If I try to go with this one and drag it over, also struggling. Maybe this is a tablet interface issue. I'm not exactly sure. Let's move this down a track. Okay, that did work, and that did throw it into the position that I needed. Similarly to another editor, I don't see the clip. It's above it, but I don't see it. There's nothing there, and everything's just kind of piled up on top of itself. We may have to put this thing into phone mode. Okay, we can actually see stuff a little bit better now. Let's see if we're able to drag this over. No, you still can't. Like, what? I don't understand. So drag it down, and that'll work. But where is that track? Why can I not see it? Let's do that, and let's do that. Can I see it now? No, I don't understand. So there's a cutout tool, but they want you to subscribe to it. Guys, I just don't think that this is a great option anymore. I know people used to use it back in the day, but between the asking to upgrade to Pro, the interface just being sort of strange, not being able to drag tracks around, I can't see the track that's above the other track. Again, this may be something that, you know, you guys are in the comments screaming, "You idiot, you just have to do this thing." That's fine. There are other options that were more intuitive and worked quicker for me, so we're just moving on. I guess the last one left is InShot. I must say that I like how sort of seamless this has been so far. They're not trying to do a whole lot of nonsense. They're just sort of going. Look at that. We have a chroma key cut out for this one as well. This actually looks really, really similar to another one of the editors. Is this like a clone? Because there's another watermark, and if I try to click it, I added the chroma key, the watermark popped up. This is, which one was that? I've done so many, but this feels very similar to another one from earlier. Just like the one that this looks like a clone of. It's great that I have the chroma key, but if I can't put it on top of the other track, if we can't have two video tracks, what is the point? Okay, that was a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly sort of just disqualify a handful to narrow down our options. Immediately, Filmora is just bad. Just a bad application. It's greedy. Did not enjoy. VivaVideo, also a greedy application. It was ugly. 5-minute cap. Many reasons why VivaVideo is gone. InShot, bad. Added a watermark, not a good application, gone. PowerDirector, very disappointing. Lots of calls for money. It was glitchy, it was weird. It's gone. I think most of these are pretty decent, but we still need to distill it down further. Blurrrr has some potential, but there were all those weird network errors. There's the fact that the cutout, the chroma key thing is hidden behind either a paywall or it forces you to watch ads. And when I tried to use my one free chance, it did not work all that well. So Blurrrr, you have been voted off the island. I probably should have already removed YouCut because it's just too basic for me. If you're looking for something that is very basic, you just want the one track, you don't care about chroma keys, YouCut is absolutely fine. But for me, it is too basic. It lacks some of the features I need, so it is also gone. We are down to the final 4, and honestly, this is where things are going to get tough for me to decide. LumaFusion, look, it is the best video editor of the group, but it's $30. So I think it almost has to be in a category of its own. It will remain on my phone because I use it. But as a recommendation to replace CapCut, I don't think it fits the bill. I thought Vita was pretty good, but I could not figure out how to add another video track. You could chroma key, but you can't put it on top of the other tracks. So what is the point? Because of that, Vita, you were solid. You fought the good fight, but you are gone. So this is what it comes down to. Premiere Rush and VN. Premiere Rush did a really good job of being pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It did pretty much everything I wanted it to do. What it couldn't do, though, was actually add my chroma key stuff. VN could. Look at how over here, if I can do this, look at how over here, everything was working, right? I had my intro music, my chroma keyed subscribe button. On the outro, I was able to add the outro bit and the outro music. And when you go to export, 4K is there. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who makes VN Video Editor. I know that Adobe makes Premiere, but I have to tell you, I think that VN gets my pick, and I think that for quick video editing, VN is going to be my recommendation for a replacement for CapCut. Sorry for that last bit. My screen capture from my phone went a little bit haywire and part of it got cut off the screen. Hopefully you got the point anyways. Guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Is there something that I missed out? Is there something that I totally screwed up in my rapid fire reviewing, quote unquote, of all of these video editors? Let me know. Let everybody know in those comments down below. Guys, subscribe for more content like this. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.